Manchester United are the Premier League's form team going into Saturday's 12:30 Greenwich Mean Time kickoff against Tottenham Hotspur. The Reds are the only top-flight side not to taste defeat so far in 2026, and we're aiming for a fourth straight victory under Michael Carrick, after rousing successes over Manchester City, Arsenal and Fulham. Spurs stand in our way and, despite the North Londoners' domestic struggles this term, they will fancy their chances of leaving M16 with a result, as they haven't lost any of the last 8 meetings between the sides. Saturday's fixture is the closest men's team game to the 68th anniversary of the Munich air disaster. Match-going supporters are invited to pay their tributes at a 30-minute matchday memorial service, which will take place at 10:30 GMT under the Munich clock, East Stand. The service will feature a minute's silence, roll of honor, poems, and readings with representation from our academy teams and Manchester United Foundation. Flags will fly at half-mast, the team will lay a wreath and the families of the Busby Babes will be in attendance for the game. Fans are kindly requested to be in their seats for the Flowers of Manchester, which will play 15 minutes before kick-off. With thanks to the Red Army, the We'll Never Die Surfer banner will be unfurled across the lower Stretford end and a commemorative drop-down banner will be displayed across Tier 2 of the Stretford end for the player walkout moment. Team news. United were without 3 first-team players for Sunday's dramatic late win over Fulham, with Mason Mount joining the list of absentees after suffering a knock during training. Patrick Chinesekpir-Dorgu is out, following his withdrawal at Arsenal, while Matthijs de Ligt hasn't featured since November due to a back complaint. Carrick did have Joshua Zirkzee back in the matchday squad against the Cottagers, after the Dutchman's 2-game absence. Spurs will hope to have first-choice defensive pairing Sergio Romero and Mickey van der Ven available, especially as Kevin Danso has been ruled out for a while with a toe injury. Van der Ven missed the 2-2 draw with Manchester City, while Romero was replaced at halftime through illness, but Frank expects both players to be back for this contest. Dominic Solanke, ankle, and Jed Spence, calf, seem to be the main concerns for the Lilywhites, as their other 8 absentees have longer-term issues. Dejan Kulusevski and James Maddison, both knee, haven't played at all this term, while Rodrigo Bentancur, Lucas Bergvall, Ben Davies, Mohamed Kudus, Pedro Porro and Richarlison were all added to the casualty list during a difficult January. Conor Gallagher's arrival and the return of Yves Bissouma and Pape Matar from AFCON have eased Frank's issues in midfield a little, while Sousa has come in to provide competition for Destiny Udogie at left-back. 4 points separated the two sides at Christmas, but United's 7-game unbeaten run, coupled with a sequence of 6 without a win for Spurs, has drastically changed the outlook amid a tight race for the European spots. Sunday's second-half performance against Manchester City will have given Spurs hope, with Dominic Solanke scoring twice, the second a sublime scorpion kick, to rescue a point against Pep Guardiola's title chasers. There were impressive wins against Borussia Dortmund and Eintracht Frankfurt to secure a 4th-placed finish in the UEFA Champions League's initial phase, but 3 points from 5 league outings in January means the pressure appears to still be on the visitors. Did you know? In the 21st century, only Chelsea, 12 games between 2012 and 2017, have gone longer without defeat against United than Spurs' current run of 8. Matheus Cunha has been involved in 4 goals in his last 5 Premier League games, 3 goals, 1 assist, as many as in his first 16 appearances for Manchester United, 3 goals, 1 assist. Bruno Fernandes is aiming to become only the 3rd United player to register an assist in 5 straight Premier League matches, after Ryan Giggs, April 2003, and Antonio Valencia, December 2011. Manchester United head coach Michael Carrick has been nominated for the Premier League's Manager of the Month award for January, and you can help him win. The boss has been recognised by top-flight decision-makers after leading the Reds to sensational victories over the division's top 2, Manchester City and Arsenal. Gleaning 6 points from those fixtures is impressive enough, but the brand of attacking, entertaining football has also caught the imagination and wowed fans around the world. Carrick's United dominated the Manchester derby and deservedly won 2-0, but it could have been even more, after 3 goals were disallowed for marginal offside calls. Then came the thrilling 3-2 success at Mikel Arteta's leaders, who struggled to contain our free-flowing football and hadn't previously lost at the Emirates Stadium all season. Carrick's 2 victories in late January have prompted his inclusion on the Premier League's Manager of the Month shortlist, alongside Bournemouth's Andoni Iraola, Chelsea's Liam Rosenior and Nottingham Forest's Sean Dyche. The winner of the award will be decided by a public vote that is hosted on the Premier League's official website. So what are you waiting for, Reds? Carrick's Reds started February by registering a dramatic 3-2 win over Fulham at Old Trafford, and everybody is determined to keep the winning run going. Tottenham Hotspur visit Old Trafford on Saturday in a 12:30 Greenwich Mean Time kickoff. After that, we will travel to West Ham United on Tuesday, when kickoff is scheduled for 20:15 Greenwich Mean Time. In our latest podcast, Diogo Dalot highlights the calm energy that Carrick and the coaching staff have delivered to the squad. "It's been good," says Dalot, to club legend Dennis Irwin. "I mean, it's always tough, and I've been through a couple of these scenarios before, so it's always tough because, when changing manager, there is always a little bit of uncertainty around. We had obviously 2 really tough games that can change momentum, that can change seasons. And we did really well. So now the bigger challenge is to go even further, to be even better." Expanding on his point, Diogo says, "Knowing Michael from before, I knew, straight away, that a person would come that is calm and it gives you good energy every time. It's always balanced. And playing 2 difficult games that I'm sure he knows really well, how it is to win against those teams, I think he knew, straight away, what to say to us, what kind of approach to have with us. I think, in my case, it would help to know him, because I already expected what was coming from him, although we had a couple of years apart. But, for others, obviously having someone that already knows the club, that already knows what you have to feel in these moments, it was helpful." Manchester United have 2 chances to win the Premier League's goal of the month for January. That's because the brilliant strikes from Patrick Chinyzek Dorgu and Matheus Cunha, in our recent victory at Arsenal, are both on the shortlist for the award. The news comes after it was announced that Dorgu has also been nominated for the league's Player of the Month prize, while Michael Carrick is up for Manager of the Month. It comes as little surprise to see Dorgu's crossbar-smacking howitzer at the Emirates Stadium in the running, after it won our own Goal of the Month gong for January. The Dane couldn't have connected much sweeter with a bouncing ball on the edge of the 18-yard area, arrowing it into David Raya's goal off the underside of the woodwork, after interchanging passes with Bruno Fernandes. That put us 2-1 up at the time, before Cunha's shortlisted effort from outside the penalty box memorably won the contest 3-2, just moments on from Mikel Merino's equaliser for Arsenal. Our number 10 was fed the ball with his back to goal, before turning, driving forward and showing expert technique upon unleashing an emphatic attempt that found the bottom corner. Alongside the goals from our Reds are contenders from Ollie Watkins, Aston Villa, Harrison Reed, Fulham, João Palhinha, Spurs, Karolampos Kostulas, Brighton, Mateus Fernandes, West Ham United, and Eli Junior Krupi, Bournemouth. Marcus Rashford was the last United player to win the award, in March 2024, for a derby goal away to Manchester City which, like Dorgu's, crashed in off the bar. That ensured the prize was claimed by a Red in back-to-back months, after Kobbie Mainoo won it in February that year, for his famous stoppage time winner at Wolves. Patrick Chinyzek Dorgu's brilliant start to 2026 has earned him a place on the Premier League Player of the Month shortlist. The Denmark international has 7 rivals for the trophy, which would follow our own individual accolade that he received for his efforts in January. These included an assist for Benjamin Sesko in the 2-2 draw at Burnley and then goals in the huge fixtures against the division's top 2, Manchester City and Arsenal. By jabbing home Matheus Cunha's cross, he doubled our lead in the Manchester derby at Old Trafford. On the following weekend, Michael Carrick's side travelled to North London and pulled off an outstanding 3-2 victory against Arsenal. Dorgu unleashed a thunderous drive that cannoned in off the underside of the bar, following a series of exchanged passes with skipper Bruno Fernandes, to make it 2-1 to the Reds, at the time. Last year's signing from Lex played in all 4 of games during the month but, unfortunately, is now sidelined after suffering an injury at the Emirates Stadium. Of course, there is plenty of competition for the award, which was won by Bryan Mbeumo in October. Brentford's Igor Thiago, also a contender for January, and Leeds United striker Dominic Calvert-Lewin have won it since Bryan came out on top. Yassine Ayari, Enzo Fernandez, Eli Junior Krupi, Crescencio Somerville, Igor Thiago, Harry Wilson, and Florian Wirtz are the other nominees. Dorgu is also under consideration for the PFA Premier League Fans Player of the Month award for January. Irie, Thierno Barry, Everton, Brian Brobby, Sunderland, Fernandes and Wilson are the other names on that particular short. Manchester United head coach Michael Carrick has stressed that, while Patrick Chinesekpir Dorgu is out for a number of weeks, he feels certain the Denmark international will be back long before the season is out. Our player of the month for January was injured soon after scoring a belter in the 3-2 win at Arsenal and, contrary to some reports, no timeframe has yet been placed on his return within the club. Carrick is convinced Dorgu will be back, stronger than ever, and able to pick up from where he left off, as he was in the form of his life. When asked by journalists if he knew more about the 21-year-old's projected absence, the boss replied, "Not exactly. We're working through it. It'll definitely be a number of weeks. It will be a considerable period of time. He's not going to be back in the next 2 or 3 weeks. To be more exact is a little bit difficult at this moment. It could possibly be 10 weeks, we're working through it. Certainly, we're looking forward to getting him back as quickly as we can and getting on the pitch long before the end of the season." While everybody is disappointed with what seems like particularly poor timing for Patrick, there is an excitement over what he will keep bringing to the team when he regains full fitness. "It's a blow," admitted Carrick. "It's always a blow when you lose players and they can't be involved, and we can't choose them. Especially when you've had an impact like Patrick did over the last few weeks, just finding that next level. Unfortunately, football throws things up, there are ups and downs. For this short period of time, he's disappointed, he wants to be fit. But he's going to have a career for the next 10 or 15 years, and hopefully, this is just a little moment for him. Coming off the back of the huge positive he's just had, I think, when he comes back, he'll be even stronger again." Everyone at United wishes Patrick a speedy recovery.